Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about a movie that came out earlier this year around Valentine's Day. I finally watched it. I did not think I would like it, but I ended up really loving it. In fact, I think it's my favorite movie I've seen all year. Today we are going to talk about all the things I love about Lisa Frankenstein. Now, I've been watching a lot of movies this week because now they're coming out on streaming services. It's hard for me to get to the movie theaters because I am a solo parent right now. I watched The Fall, The Dive, Lisa Frankenstein, Eden's Lake, and Immaculate. I will be talking about Eden's Lake in a different video when See No Evil comes out because that is by the same director. So my thoughts are going to be for that video. Immaculate will probably be coming out soon because I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about that movie, but today let's talk about Lisa Frankenstein. This movie is about a teenage girl in the late 80s going through grief. Her mother was killed by an axe murderer, and now she lives with her dad, new stepmom, and new stepsister. Lisa, the teenage girl who's played by Katherine Norton, spends most of her time in a cemetery. She is very lonely. She's an outcast. She's not able to talk to a lot of people about what she's feeling and the grief she is going through. She ends up developing a kind of friendship with a statue of a once beautiful man. He ends up coming back to life, and a love story happens between this creature played by Cole Sprouse and Lisa's character. I would still consider it under the umbrella of a horror film. Is it scary? No. It's definitely a darker rom-com with a hint of wacky violence and gore. This movie was written by Diablo Cody, who wrote Jennifer's Body, Zelda Williams' first movie that she's ever directed, and I want to say she did a phenomenal job. I thought this movie overall was a beautiful viewing. The colors, the costume, the music, the whole film was beautifully well crafted, and I also enjoyed the animation part of this film. There's not a whole lot of animation, but it does tell the story about who the creature once was, and I really liked that aspect. Katherine Newton, who plays Lisa, I really enjoy her work. I think she is a phenomenal actress, and I really want to see more from her. I enjoyed her the most in Abigail, and I relate to her character. Her mom passed away. My mom passed away. She wasn't murdered by an axe killer, but I understand the grief and the loneliness she's feeling and how it feels like no one is listening to you, so you just rather not talk. I've experienced that in my life, and Katherine said in an interview that the clothing she wore in the beginning of the film kind of represents her grief. She wears comfy clothes over flashy clothes because it's similar to what her mom wore, and some of the clothes might be from her mom in the jewelry. And I really relate to that, and I thought it was a nice touch to this film. Not only is this film a comedy and a rom-com, but it also touches on grief, and I really am thankful they did that. Lisa, Katherine's character, she also has this big red curly hair, and I'm glad they did not go down the route of her natural blonde hair. I thought the red was perfect for this role. I'm sure it was a wig, but loved that they changed it up. Her fashion in this, phenomenal. Like I said in the beginning, it was more comfort, and then towards the end, she's wearing flashy stuff. She's becoming more comfortable with herself the longer she develops a relationship with the creature. She's coming out of her shell, and I like how that's represented through her wardrobe throughout the film. Cole Sprouse plays the creature, and I loved his performance. You don't hear from him. He doesn't say a single word, but you can hear the moaning and the groaning. And I guess he took up lessons from a mime to get into character. And you can just feel what he's feeling through his expression. And also, I felt like I could smell him. His movements and his facial expressions were very comedic without overdoing it. And I thought the chemistry between the two was good. And of course, I wanted them to end up in the end, although it's not real. This movie is not realistic at all. It's not supposed to be. The plot for this movie was amazing. I loved how it's a female point of view and how they use this tanning bed to put the creature back together. He's missing a few body parts, and they end up killing people to get the body parts to fix him up. Definitely not too violent and gory. It's more wacky violence and comedic. I just loved the tanning bed scenes because of the visuals and the lights and the smoke. And I kind of love the play on Frankenstein and also Cinderella. Lisa's mom dies and then her father remarries. She ends up having an evil stepmother and a stepsister. Now, her stepsister is very popular. She's a cheerleader, but she's a good girl. And I loved how it was changed up for this film. She really wants to help Lisa. She wants Lisa to enjoy her new family and for them to become friends and for Lisa to come out of her shell. And I ended up loving her character and the relationship between Lisa and Taffy. Taffy is the stepsister. The stepmother was played by Gina. Sorry, I'm going to pronounce her last name wrong. I'm not even going to try. This actress is so underrated. She kills it. And anytime she's on the screen, she kills it. She does not overdo it. And she lets Catherine and Cole shine. She could definitely have done more, but she didn't. She's a supporting role in this film. But anytime she's on the screen, she is definitely a leading lady. The evilness she can create and display, I love it. But she also has this softness to her. My favorite scenes in this movie is definitely the tanning bed scenes. I love the visual artistic elements to it. And when Cole, the creature, and Lisa is laying in Lisa's bed, they're drinking milk, they have their comfy pajamas on, and he's just letting her talk. Again, he can't talk to her, but he just listens to her, and that's all Lisa really wants, is for someone to listen to her. You definitely see their relationship get closer in this scene, and it was definitely cute and relatable, minus the corpse part. I guess the original scene was supposed to be them smoking some Mary Jane, and you see the smoke come out of him. I would have loved to have seen that scene, but it did not make the final cut. And I loved the climactic scene where Lisa discovers that Taffy has been in a relationship with the guy she likes, and she discovers them in bed together, and it's the slow motion scene. The creature comes in with an axe and kills him. Although this teenage boy is getting a body part cut off, it has this comedic element to it, and Catherine was so funny. The setting of this movie was perfect. I loved the pink house. Totally 80 vibe. I loved it. It's actually someone else's house that they lend to the production to use. The cemetery was very eerie, but very beautiful at the same time. The greenery and the colors were a nice touch. I would love to see a sequel to this, like Lisa Frankenstein Resurrected, because in the ending, she does take her life in the tanning bed and she becomes the bride of Frankenstein. You see her wrapped up laying with the creature at the ending of this. So I'm hoping there is a sequel. I would love for them to explore the killer, the axe murderer that took her mom's life, maybe get revenge on him. And I would love to see Catherine Newton be the bride of Frankenstein. But I really did love this movie. It was unapologetically itself. It was wacky, quirky, and very unique. I didn't think I'd like it, but I definitely think it's my favorite movie I've seen all year. And I hope to see more of Lisa Frankenstein. Of course, there is some things I didn't like about this film. Sometimes it was slow, but again, it wasn't unbearable. I wish she was more into him because I felt like wasn't really into him till the ending, which I get. He's a corpse, and she was interested more into the jock. Her and the creature ended up falling in love, and I loved seeing that relationship bloom. The chemistry between the two gave that teenage love vibe. But those are the reasons why I loved Lisa Frankenstein. I'm able to go to the movies tomorrow, and I don't know what movie to see. Should I see Afraid or Blink Twice? I'm very torn. But let me know what you guys think I should go see. And let me know if you liked Lisa Frankenstein. And if you didn't, tell me why. I can understand if people didn't like this film, but that is going to be it for me today. I hope you guys stay safe out there. Spooky season is upon us, and I'll see you guys later.